The Saba Online Community is an instance of Saba Live, which is the newest tool in the Saba collaboration suite. We've used it to create an online space for collaboration, for sharing best practices in terms of using Saba products, and, as Alice said, for networking. What you shouldn't expect from this space is the community to act as a one-way avenue for Saba to deliver content to customers. While we do take care to deliver valuable content that would benefit community members, the Saba Online Community is meant to be more of a circular tool, with everyone in the community learning from each other, pooling our collective knowledge. One of the primary functions is as a feedback mechanism, and obviously it's there to facilitate connections. As Alice said before, I am the community manager. It's really a fun role. It means that I get to be in the community working with and learning from many different groups, helping to facilitate their projects, receiving and surfacing feedback within Saba, and offering my own best practices in terms of community management. First off, I want to highlight a few of the areas in the community that I would say it would be advantageous for you to explore. The first area I want to point out are the product discussion groups. There's one for each of our products, and when you are a person who's interested, it's a great place for submitting ideas, something that Ben Willis will talk about later on in this presentation, collaborating with other users, and getting a chance to interact with our product managers. Another area that Alice mentioned before are the special interest groups by industry. In each of these, you have content specifically focused to be relevant for your work with Saba. Some of our industry groups, industry SIGs, include the high-tech SIG, performance SIG, healthcare, energy, utilities, manufacturing, retail, financial services, and the public sector. In addition, we have two business concept SIGs, and these focus on concepts that are extremely relevant for today's evolving business world, where you can explore your interests in social learning and in collaboration. The next area, and this is really key for the people who would sign up for the town hall, are the customer groups. We have a public customer community group, and within there are discussions, resources, and events that focus on things that are important across the different Saba platforms. So there might be discussions talking about competencies, end users, different regional areas, and global customer care events, like this one. In addition, we have a private Customer Care Central group. This is a private group for named support contacts, and it's really invaluable. It has different tech alerts, support announcements, and I would encourage all of you to request to join. Since it's a private group, the way that you want to take advantage is to, well, first off, get a log on to the community, and then search for Customer Care Central. Once you see that, you can click Request to Join, which shoots an email to Nick Russo, one of our fantastic support managers, who owns that space and will give you access. In addition to focusing your discussions by group and interests, the community also provides a great opportunity to find, read, share, and create original content. And that's for every community member. Like I said before, not just Saba, but every single one who's in there. What I really consider the highlight of our community and what our community members are doing are the great things happening in discussion forums. But in addition to that, you can find most resources that Saba provides and other resources that are relevant by industry, by region. For example, the customer newsletters that Alice spoke about before, both the Customer Connect newsletter and the Customer Support newsletter are available in the community, including all archives. There also are presentations from in-person events like the rugs that Alice spoke about before and like our summit in PDF and video form. More videos can be found in the channel section, and of course you can also think of each of the community members as a resource. You have the opportunity to network with industry contacts at the forefront of innovation. I already mentioned the discussions as kind of the crown jewel of what's happening here. And I want to give you a few examples of the kind of discussions happening and the kind that I really encourage you to go in and participate with. I just picked two out that happened recently. We had one woman from our customer reference program asking if anyone who had recently upgraded from Saba 5.3 to 5.5 would want to network with a customer who just did a similar upgrade. Two separate customers reached out, confirming the upgrade and inviting the customer to reach out to them. One of these was from an HR solutions company in Amsterdam. Another was from a financial services company in the UK. And Sue, who is the woman that was reaching out originally, was in New Jersey. This is the kind of collaboration you can see. Another example is a thread in which a customer asked if anyone knew how to add media as well as text to a welcome portlet in Saba 5.5. There was an exchange a few times between customers and one partner who gave advice on how to do that. And then another customer posted saying he had the same question, but he was in Saba 5.4. So that partner I posted before said that he knew that Saba support had that code, and he directed the customer to contact them. So what that means is that all customers who come along who use 5.4, Saba 5.4, or Saba 5.5 and have the same question, they can search and find this discussion and come away with the answer. Or they could post again and post another question to further that discussion. They're happening quickly in real time, and I often find that the answers are being posted by fellow customers faster than I can get there, as well as by product experts. So it's a really excellent area, I would say, in the community. Very quickly, I want to highlight the area where I put my content to kind of help out on the community, which is the Community Manager Corner. When you log on and you access the homepage, you can find the Community Manager Corner link in the announcements portlet along the left. What I put here are materials to offer my best practices of getting the most out of this resource. It includes a page of detailed tips for getting started, offers a video tour of Saba Live, and various blog posts of how best to utilize this space. For example, posting pictures in blogs, workspaces, using the browse feature, tagging and sharing resources and people of interest. And soon it will also feature the featured contributors program. And that'll have community members that we are highlighting for their participation in the online community. I just want to talk quickly, sort of bragging a little bit about the kind of growth that we've had in the community, because it's really very exciting. The general launch was in the end of August 2010, and if you were at the Saba Global Summit People 2010 in November in Boston, you'll know that we really pushed the community. A lot of presenters talked about it, and we had docking stations set up where people could sign in, register, and interact with each other. In October of 2010, we had around 500 members, and by February, now, 2011, we have more than 1,500. I think 1,529 by my last count. We've also grown in measures beyond membership. The diversity and the amount of content that's being contributed is going up day by day. This chart that you can see on the screen is the activity just in the last month, I believe. So as you can see, as people add more to the community, the more people find value and more people add, and it's that wonderful circular thing I was talking about before. I'll quickly give you a preview of the kind of people that you will find in the community. There are 127 organizations represented, 71 of which have contributed either a file, discussion response, link, video, idea, blog post, or just a comment. Not surprisingly, Saba is the most active organization in the community as they work with customers on their questions, ideas, projects, and other areas of collaboration. And since I said I spend most of my day there, I probably make up some of that. Other organizations who have been the most active in visiting and in viewing content, as well as contributing value and content themselves, include Legal in General, Comenius, UBOC, IBM, Hitachi, Deloitte, and Intel. And actually, I got an update this morning that of some new activity, and I wanted to highlight some organizations that are very new to the community but really participating a lot, which include General Physics, London Health Science Center, Federal Reserve Bank, Bloomville, and Sydney Water. As you can see from the slide, I'm not really going to go over this, but the people who are working on the community come from all different areas within their organization. So we're receiving feedback, trading ideas, offering advice, and just working with HR professionals, consultants, IT, education and training, and many others. I just want to finish off and encourage all of you not only to join the community, but I'm just going to offer my best practices one more time if you go in today after the session and join the community. The first thing that I would recommend is that you fill out your profile in full, adding a picture. I don't know why, but when you add a picture, people are more likely to interact with you. That's what I found, and I'm more likely to just be curious about people across organizations. So now that I've emphasized that, I'd also say be sure to join relevant groups to what you're interested in. There are a number of documents on the community that will show you exactly how the community is structured, what groups there are. If you don't join any relevant groups, then you won't receive notifications of information that might be interesting to you. If you're like me and you're in there every day, that won't matter, but if you have a busy schedule, joining the right groups are what will make the community a valuable resource for you. And on the same note, I would say that you should be liberal with following people. My rule of thumb is if I read a discussion thread that interests me or I find a great resource, I follow the author because these are the people that are going to be the best to collaborate with. And you don't even have to wait for them to contribute. Actually, their community provides an opportunity to search for product experts, industry peers, regional peers. You could start at the top, search APAC, search financial services, and follow people who you might benefit from collaborating with. And lastly, I just wanted to say that if you're unsure of something about Saba, if you are working with a Saba product and you want to try something you're wondering if anyone ever has, or if you sign on to the community and figure there's value there, but aren't sure where to find it, post a question. That's what it's there for. I love our discussion forums, and someone, not even necessarily a Saba employee, will get back to you.